Hey guys, Michael with Quiet Lawn here. I wanted to give an update on the 30-inch mowers that we saw at Expo. I know a lot of people have been asking about that, and this is something that we've been waiting on for a long time in the electric lawn care space. Finally saw some 30-inch electric models that are coming to market in the next, hopefully in the next few months. But I wanted to talk about some of those and kind of my thoughts and whether or not I would use them in our business. The first one that I want to talk about was the Toro Turfmaster prototype. We'll be posting videos of these as well so you can see them from the show. But this is a prototype. They've slated this thing to be available. They said the summer of next year. The experience I've had with most companies when they say that, it's probably going to be 2024, maybe later. But they don't typically, those deadlines, or, they don't typically stick to those deadlines. But you could see this as soon as the summer of next year. It was a nice design. It looked like the same, pretty much the same deck as the Toro Turfmaster, which is the commercial version of their 30-inch mower if you're not familiar with it. It was a nice design, very sleek. I think it had a place for three of their 60-volt batteries. It was heavy, just as their Toro Turfmaster is, the gas version. That's one reason I'm not a big fan of the Turfmaster, and a lot of people aren't either. I would much prefer the Time Master, which is the lighter weight residential version. The good news is they said they are making a Toro Time Master, and I believe you can search on YouTube and find a video and a picture of the Time Master prototype. But I would be much more inclined to buy the Time Master version, even though it's not going to last as long, just because it's going to be a lot lighter weight. But it's exciting that Toro has finally jumped into the 30-inch market. They have by far the most experience in making a 30-inch push mower. So basically all they're doing is taking a proven design and throwing an electric motor on it. So that is exciting, to see Toro jumping into there. I wouldn't buy it as is, like I said, the Turfmaster, just because of the weight. Although you are getting more efficiency with the wider deck, it doesn't matter if the guys are exhausted halfway through the day using it. Knowing our business, our guys use these all day. These aren't just for back fences or things like that. Our guys are going to be mowing 8 hours a day plus with these mowers, so it has to be something that they can use and something that's sustainable throughout the week. A real surprise when we walked into the Expo was that Ryobi had actually made a 30-inch mower prototype, and it was very impressive. I didn't expect them to be making that, and I didn't know that that was even something they were working on. But the good thing about it was actually the lightest of all the 30-inch mowers that we saw. I think the deck, if I'm not mistaken, you'll see in our video, but I think the deck was plastic, similar to Ego and Ryobi's other mowers. It actually had the crosscut blades, so the crosscut blades, so you actually have 4 blades with the 30-inch mower, kind of like the Ego mowers, so you get a better cut, you get some more lift probably. The only thing I didn't like about it is, one, it's a prototype. I don't know when they're planning on coming out with it. It could be a couple years. It could be next year. The other thing was it was pretty bulky. It was very long, and it was just because of the plastic, they had to reinforce the deck more and make it a little bit bigger and bulkier. So it just seemed like of all of the 30-inch mowers, it would be the hardest to kind of navigate in tight spaces. The last one I want to talk about, some other mentions, Skag still had their 30. I think it's still a prototype, but it's even heavier than the Turfmaster by a good bit, which is why you probably see a lot of their 30-inch mowers for sale with very low hours, because it's just, nobody wants to push around a 200-pound 30-inch mower all day. It's just not sustainable. Unless you're a beast, it's really hard to do that day in and day out for, all day. But Skag had their 30 there as well. It's a very well built machine, but I wouldn't want to use it. It'd be miserable. The Greenworks 30. So this is the one that we've waited on the longest, that Greenworks has talked about. It is finally here. They say it's going to be available at the beginning of next year, so by the spring. I hope they stick to that, to that deadline, because I'm sure a lot of people will be wanting to get these for the new season in 2023. The quality of this machine was no comparison, just from looks. I haven't used it, so you know how that goes, but just from the looks of it, it was a whole different machine than their 25. This thing was built like a tank. It looked very well thought out. You know, it's a very thick deck. It's got very thick commercial blades. You don't have any kind of timing system like their 25 or like with the Turfmaster or Time Master where you have like belt or gears that time the blades. They had two blades that were staggered, just like, you know, most of your riding mowers and things like that. And they each had their own blade motor. And so you don't have to worry about, you know, replacing belts or, you know, these gears stripping like the plastic gears in the 25-inch mower they have. So overall, it was just a much better built machine. They had a lot of cool features with it that you'll see in our little video that I made. So the quality just seemed to be a lot better. The reasons I would not buy this machine was, one, this thing was extremely heavy. I think it was only 160 pounds or so, which is, you know, right there in line with like your Time Masters and stuff like that. But the problem was that all of the weight was on the front of it, and it wasn't very well balanced over the back wheels, over the back axle. So when you went to pick up the front end to turn it around, it was a real workout. You know, it was a real challenge to be able to turn that thing. And I can't imagine somebody being able to turn that mower around all day, you know, hundreds of times, you know, through all the lawns, turn that thing 100 times throughout the day. It would just be exhausting. So, you know, I wish they would have, you know, one of the best things about their 25-inch mower was the weight was very well balanced between the handle and the actual mower deck, and it made it really easy. You know, is you know, almost balanced like a seesaw. It made it very easy to tip the front end up and turn it. And with the 30 they made, there was almost no weight on the back. It was very heavy. It was very hard to turn around, and I wouldn't be able to use it for that reason alone. They did have a feature where the motors, you know, the drive motors kind of help you turn, but I didn't notice a big difference, and it was a pretty tough mower. If you're doing huge lawns where you're on straightaways most of the time and you're doing very few turns, it's definitely a great option. It seemed like it ran really fast. It was very smooth. It seemed like a very powerful mower. But if you're on small areas and you're having to do a lot of turns, this thing would, you know, it seems like it would kill you. It would be very hard to do that all day. I would compare it, you know, to like the Skag 30-inch mower. You know, what kind of using that all day. The other reason I wouldn't buy anything Greenworks right now is they still need to fix the service side of their business. We've had a lot of really negative experiences in getting equipment fixed from them and getting warranty work done. And it seems to be a problem across the industry throughout their dealer network and throughout their, you know, Greenworks corporate themselves. So I've had these challenges with dealers, with people that work for Greenworks themselves, with people that distribute their equipment in various areas. So until they figure out how to service their equipment and figure out a way that, you know, if this Greenworks 30-inch mower breaks down, I'm able to get a replacement or get a part within a couple of days or a very quick period of time, I wouldn't even consider this, because no matter, you know, what's going to happen is I'm going to spend $2,000 or $2,500, whatever it is, on this mower. It's going to break down, and I'm going to be waiting 2 or 3 months to get a replacement or to get it fixed. And that's been my experience with Greenworks, you know, with their 25s and the other stuff we've used for them. So until they figure that out and figure out a better system, you know, I just would stay away from Greenworks. But, you know, like I said, it's a well thought out machine. It would be very difficult and heavy to use all day. But it is a much better machine than the 25-inch. So if you have any questions about any of these, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. I hope that helps you in making your decisions. I do know there are some other players coming. I hope Crest or some of these other companies make a 30-inch mower here in the very near future. But, you know, if you're doing it, you know, some feedback to these companies. lightweight is key. You have to be able to use this thing all day. It can't be a big brick. Make it where it's well balanced. Whether, even if you need to put the batteries on the handles, kind of like Mean Green did with their old 21s, whatever you can do to make that thing easy to turn, put caster wheels on it, whatever it is. But, this thing, no matter how well built it is and how well designed, it doesn't matter if you can't use it, and a normal person can't mow with it all day. But I hope we see some more people coming into the market. I'm happy to see that Toro and some of the other ones finally are. But as far as having a 30-inch mower that's ready to go, that we can buy in the spring to use for next season, there's none that I see so far that really interests me. And I think next year, unless something changes, we're going to stick with our plan of using the Ryobi 30-inch riding mower that we've been using, and possibly purchasing a second one. But I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.